Welcome to the Flashing Badger podcast. This week, you have joined us for part 3 of the game of Nice Marines. Space Marines forced into civil reconstruction after an invasion. Joining me this week are
Fitz,
Mike,
Wegs.
I am your host, Gordon. Join us after the music. We'll do a quick recap.
Flashing Badger, Flashing Badger, alright. Flashing Badger.
If you're just joining us, you gotta go back to listen to episodes 1 and 2. There's too much to summarize here. In short, the 3 idiots in front of me sent to help rebuild a planet after liberation have fused the 2 leaders of the opposing factions into the wreck of a Datsun, demolished the building, and kicked off a civil war after almost destroying a church and destroying the house of a noble family nearby. I'm not quite sure how they managed that, but the 3 idiots involved are Wegs.
Sure am. Brother Sergeant, Tech Marine, Malfunction. Like a fine wine. That name gets better.
Joke gets worse every week. Fitz,
Brother Lucilius Truthsayer,
who conveniently misunderstands or does not comprehend the concept of lying.
And Brother Torvak Bloodreap, who is intent on lifting heavy objects. And parade floats.
So, not lifting parade floats. Parade floats in general and lifting things, yep. So, when you last joined us, they had just demolished entirely by accident on a roll of a natural 20, no less, from Mike, in what were meant to be the closing minutes of the story, demolished the noble House Karvak head office building, enraging all the people of the planet, basically launching them back into a state of civil war. And as we join them, they're on the front steps of this demolished building carrying a wrecked Datsun, which has the corpses of the high priest of the planet and the head of the noble house fused into it. The smoke has not yet settled, and people from both factions are now split to either side of this main causeway through the city, lined with sort of shanty town dwellings, and are arming themselves. And the shots are beginning to ring out across this main street as the planet is descending into civil war. You caused that. Don't shake your head at me. You all caused that.
They had it coming.
You should be ashamed of yourselves.
I blacked out a little.
So,
I'm not myself when I'm hungry.
There's something about it, though, that each step was logical.
yeah. Look, I don't think at any point your intentions were that questionable. I mean, Brother Sergeant Function did forcefully morph a man till his body was part of a Datsun.
But he was dangling him like a pinata before that. Kids were running down the street smacking him with sticks, trying to get the candy and rubies out of him.
Sweet, sweet candy inside.
Yeah, look, I'm not sure where it fell apart. Sometime in the first 3 minutes of the first episode, I think, they have their chapter master in orbit above Brother...
Awkward pause.
He was named by Wegs in a terrible failure of creativity.
That has turned out
to be a gold mine. So I can't fault him for that. Now that you're standing here, the civil war has kicked off. Where to now? You know, the chapter master talked to you about the valuable asset left on the planet being the data fountain of all the genealogical information that's going to provide some value there. There's still factions on this planet that you could deal with that could probably help you. But where would you like to go? How are you going to do this?
I don't think I can carry this Datsun all night in the same way I don't think the podcast can carry the ongoing joke of the Datsun. I intend to spray it in gold and place it in the center of town as a statue for what we have done here today.
As monument to our glorious victory.
Perhaps, brother, if we have to go to the governor's palace to retrieve this data function thingy.
You're the tech guy.
And you can't explain
don't know what
the
it
tech. You're not even dumbing it down. You're like, it's more art than science.
Look, You're talking to the guy who fused 2 humans into a Datsun. Maybe don't take my word as gospel.
Can the statue be? It's the 3 of us working together, like low and lifting and pushing the Datsun upright.
Like the Iwo Jima
flag,
with
Iwo
the
Jima
flag,
picture. Yeah.
I've never heard of that statue. This was an original idea.
Yes, absolutely.
So are you gonna-
I think we should present it as a gift to the governor. Or, the
Okay.
governor's, well,
Sure.
we can take it to where the governor
There's a-
was
You want to put it on his lawn?
Yeah, there's a
lawn monument.
there's a governor's palace, of course, and I think is the former governor still there, or has he been excised in the recent liberation? Was he part of the
Not
problem?
like us to leave the people in place unharmed.
It's true. It's true. So, as part of your combat action, was he one of the casualties of war? Was he?
Or was he taken back up into orbit, perhaps?
Oh, perhaps he was sent back up to, Chapter King. I can't remember his name. Chapter King Awkward Pause.
You know, since
To corporate?
Sent up to the 16th floor.
you want me to get the chief inspector. Yeah. Since I wrote some notes since last episode I wrote this, funnily enough. I wrote Governor's Palace, and I've got little notes here, and I've written Halbast? ?
Oh, no.
Because we have ordnance in orbit.
Well, yeah. So I've just for anyone who doesn't get the reference, it's our Only War episode. There was an incredibly annoying character called Halbast, who was a master of ordnance, and something about a governor's palace just rang a bell for me with him. So
I can hear his voice and you're not even talking.
I know.
I almost want you to do it, but I want it to come out at an appropriate time. But
Sure.
Save it.
You want to go to the governor's palace, and that's where you're going to erect this statue, the statue of you putting up the statue, by the way, which is incredibly meta.
It's a tad
rather than just
recursive.
being on the lawn in front, can it be in a space that's more annoying for people?
Right in front of the door.
In the front doorway, yeah.
In the main entrance gates, like in the middle of the main entrance.
Yeah,
Maybe
or
like
part of the roundabout, but not the center of the roundabout. It's on the actual driveway. And so
Yeah.
they drive in to use the roundabout and then have to try and perform a 3-point turn to
Three-quarters
get
of a
out.
circle.
around.
Yeah.
Yes. I
And
like
you have to
that.
reverse back around this curving path.
Yep.
Yeah, that's brilliant. As you walk down the main street, the governor's palace is obviously up. It's on like a slight rise overlooking the town, really emphasizing the lording over. And it's a real have not sort of situation. From where you are, you can already see the palace is, pillars and Gothic architecture and curling, and there might even be gargoyles on there. Where you are is like shanty town sort of stuff, and there's plenty of structures that are proper buildings, and there's sort of the almost mud hut level stuff, and there's a few little small houses, but they're a bit dilapidated. They're nowhere near the grandeur and the splendor of the governor's palace. And as you start walking down the main street away from the ruins of House Karvek, there is the occasional like small arms round pinging off your armor, and there's clearly a few sort of rounds going across the street. It's pretty, one side of the street is clearly pro Karvek, and the other side is pro the Church of the Sinners Aflame. It's clearly, for narrative convenience, divided into the two sides of the streets far each. And every now and then, someone realizes they're on a different side from their neighbors, and two houses next door to each other just start firing at each other before one stops. And
A Molotov whizzes bang past me.
yeah, and obviously to you, this is absolutely no danger whatsoever. And I've made it clear before, any combat action you take in this game will just instantly resolve, and successfully. But I do know, Fitz, I know you spoke before about being a people person, having a vested interest in civilians. So it's up to you, but you're walking down this main street. There's rounds pinging off you. There's rounds being fired at each other. Are you going to just walk through? Are you going to take some action against these people, or are you just mission focused?
I just had a thought occur to me, and I like this scenario that we're walking past and there's small arms fire, but we're ignoring it because we're space marines, whatever we are, and it doesn't hurt us. And I like the idea of small actions, like you mentioned the Molotov cocktail, where I take one of these starfish that's attached to me, and I absentmindedly just peel it off and fling it to the side. But that inadvertently lands on the face of someone whose small arm sprays into the trench next to him, which sets off the guy with the Molotov cocktail, who drops the grenade, which shoots the small mortar into the wrong trench and just causes 10 times more chaos than anything other could have happened from tiny little stuff.
That is very much in keeping with how we do things.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
the whole block just gets leveled because you casually are
like that.
peeling sea life off your armor.
Yeah, so casually peel a bit of sea life. It starts a chain of events that it results in a small ammo dump exploding on the side of town. And it's that point I think, these civilians need to be protected from themselves. And I mentioned to the brothers here that perhaps we need to protect them from themselves. Perhaps we need to intervene in this firefight. Clearly, they're not getting along well, and I feel we need to protect them from themselves.
So this is like a strategic disarmament campaign, is it? The plan is to go through and remove their ability to hurt each other.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think of spitballing ways that I might be able to do that.
How about you roll a dice first, and we'll let that decide how this might go.
I think I'm pretty good at this regardless.
Well, you're very confident in it. Whether you're good in it or not remains to be seen.
Whether I am. It's a 9. So there's a success, but with minor collateral.
Okay.
Being civilians upset, injured, items damaged.
Sounds great. So tell me how that goes.
Well, I feel like I need to incorporate my atomic jetpack into this. And like I said, the Imperium is big and vast and its actions are great. And I think mine should be too. And I don't think anything says a greater, more vulgar display of sort of power in that. If there's a big shoot of a jetpack straight up into the air, I'll look at where the biggest group of civilians are fighting, the one side against each other. And I think if I just land down as hard and as fast as I can, right in the center of that, with all my armaments on display, with my chainsaw revving and my bolt gun, primed and ready to go, that should scare everyone enough that they'll stop fighting amongst themselves and come to realize that all they need is love.
Brilliant. Absolutely. That's definitely
so
the way.
Do that. I do that.
People always react that way to a heavily armed man.
Yeah.
So you crash down through the roof of this building.
Yeah.
And where your thermal sensors have detected the biggest collection of people. And of course, it turns out that that's the bunker that all the non-combatants are taking refuge in. So you've gone through and you smashed into the roof, and all the fighters on the street are like, yeah, the Commonwealth are targeting our women and children. You see, we strike at them and they'll strike back 100-fold. It's too dangerous to fight. So they're horrified. And you've crushed a small woman, but she was elderly when you came in. So it's okay.
Much to Brother Torvak's, happiness, she looked a bit like a gargoyle. So
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, he's very happy about it. Yeah, but I land so magnanimously, like, people, as I kill her and destroy their safety bunker and knock them off their feet in my plume of dust, and they all go running and screaming away.
Last time I described an elderly woman as looking like a gargoyle, it was Mrs. Janowitz. So I picture you crashing and you're like, oh, Brother Truthsayer, are you still having the problem with your jetpack?
No one looked like my mother-in-law.
So you've crashed down, and they're in fear. They think this is terrible. But clearly to you think this is a bit of a victory. And the shooting stops pretty quickly because... Look, the Commonwealth have taken human shields. Everybody cease fire. It's too dangerous. But you've had a success.
I think
That's
so.
Nice.
People have stopped fighting.
As far as you're concerned, you've protected some people.
And the glory of the Commonwealth remains.
So you wage your way out through the building, just crushing the whole front wall as you go out. Keep marching up the main street. Are you still on the way to Governor's Palace?
Yeah, I don't have the Statue of Victory. But we'll still have to the Governor's Palace.
the heavy lifter, has that with him.
I like the idea that he's carrying around like a case,
boombox?
a case of beer, like a boombox. Yeah, just on his shoulder with a bit of swagger in it too. Like,
Yeah,
I did notice that one of the small little hut houses that I walked past had their family name out the front, and it just said like Smith. I went, House of Smith, another uprising clan, is it? And I roll a frag grenade into the house and destroy it. Like,
for the Imperium.
Can't have more warring factions in this city.
For the Commonwealth.
Too many houses vying for power.
you walk past all these letter boxes on the street and you're like, look, messaging portals for the insurrection. He's punching every mailbox you go by. You're like, yes, there will be no secret messages distributed this day, brothers.
Walks past the food court like, the House of Pancakes, they should be gone.
Concussion grenade goes in, all the workers come out bleeding from the ears.
It's covered in maple syrup. What's happening?
the fryer's got into the maple syrup. Napalm all over them. Oh, God. Running out into the street, pulling their
For the
clothes.
Commonwealth.
Horrible.
The Truthsayers spoke of, they foretold of this happening. Why didn't we listen?
That's right. All those threats they made to us, we should have learned.
Get the butter.
So you approach the governor's palace, and like I say, as you get up, it's big marble columns, and there's gold leaf on there. There's big gold front doors. This place is beyond ostentatious, even to you as Space Marines, who are usually immune to things like, wealth, and the indicators are pretty clear here. And it's got the giant, the topiary in the shape of small earth animals. There's like a squirrel, which of course was a fearsome 30-foot tall predator on old Earth. And there's the famous giraffe beast, and there's all sorts of different topiaries lining the driveway. And there's a few ones that from the modern day, as like the Sarlacc and all different stuff.
I flick through my codex, and there's what is the hip hop?
Oh, God.
Someone would have been driving and listening to that and just be like, am I having a stroke?
Or some older gentleman going, is my Discman jumping?
The Octopotamopus.
Octopotamopus.
I think there was one more syllable
Yeah.
every time I said it, but yeah. So that's the topiaries lining the driveway and things. And there's a staff working there. As soon as you approach, there's 8 groundskeepers out the front.
And
you
a
see this
single
white stuff.
peacock just strutting through
Just
the grass.
right, yeah.
Like,
And what's the peacock noise again? Thank you.
It's not even what I was fishing for.
No.
but if it's going to be that gaudy, I want a peacock strutting around while they're trying to do gardening.
So are you going to erect this statue here, or are you going to go in first and talk to someone?
I like the idea that he would have heard us coming up the street, stomping through the cobblestones, destroying everything as we go. So he's already likely peeking out the window.
He said, "Boonk, boonk, boonk," of you punching every mailbox on your way past.
And he's just like, good heavens, should report that. But I dumped the statue exactly where I want it, at the front of his place. I'm claiming it almost like a flag.
You want it, and if you want it to look like the statue of you raising it, I think we need a build roll.
Oh, yeah. You're
So-
building something.
Whoever can do, if you want
sounds like
your
a
expert
job.
builder to do it, you can.
We can stack the deck and have our builder do it.
Sure. You've got the mission brief. You know what you need to do.
I know what I need to do. I also know what the voices in my head are telling me to do. Let's roll and see what happens. And I've rolled a 14, which is success.
Dire
with dire collateral.
So that's civilian deaths, priceless items destroyed. How do you cause that from putting a statue up?
Well, I've created the foundations and the scaffolding and the structure, and I'm putting it in place just as the governor himself is running out, going, "I demand you take that off my." as I drop the statue into place, pinning him permanently under a Datsun.
You drive it into the ground so it's standing up and it just absolutely, it doesn't, impale isn't even the right word, it just sections it and goes straight through the middle.
him. Yep.
Oh, that's horrible. So
on the plus
you've
side,
merged yet another human with this Datsun, really.
well, he's not really affixed at this point. His top half is crawling away.
Because it's covered in gold paint. It's gold plated at this point, and he's just been under it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So, and I'm just looking down at the at my handiwork, thinking, so lifelike. I've done so well again.
Is there a gas main under there?
Just
asking.
Yes.
Sally, I had no idea that you and Sasquatch were attending tonight's gala. It sounds like things could get hairy.
What? Who could it be at this hour? Yes?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I should.
You have summoned me from season 3 of Sally and the Sasquatch. This had better be good.
It's nothing. I'm sorry. I'm just selling Carrion Crow candies. It's a fundraiser for Our Lady of Emperor Junior School, and
Explain to me, as you would a child.
it's just little boxes of candy, but the money goes towards buying a new cogitator.
This reminds Brother Nice Marine of the time that Sasquatch ran a lemonade stand to pay for his soapbox derby eraser. I tell you what, keep the candies, never mind the cogitator. Monday morning your school will be dissolved into an Astartes youth trial of combat.
No, Nice Marine, please, anything but that.
Ah, it feels good to be nice. Now, what of this gala drama that Sally finds herself in?
Fashion Badger.
The governor second in command comes running out.
The new governor.
The vice governor.
You can
Recently
see he's
appointed.
Yeah, he's rapidly pinning like the epaulets with the they've got the big
And a sash.
yeah, but it's like the Sergeant Pepper's uniform. It's like really like
Gaudy,
satin, bright
Shoulder.
blue. It's got the big shoulder pads with the curtain frills hanging down. He's rapidly pinning the second epaulette onto him as he comes running down. He's like, gentlemen.
I like the idea that when you hit him and squashed him, you hit him so hard that basically what he was wearing flew off in a bloody pile back into the house
And
at the vice governor's feet, who with no compunction, like lack of, just grabbed it.
Why was he
no
in his
shame.
jocks?
He's wrung out the blood and put the robe on over his existing robe. He's double robing it.
Did you notice his voice when he was speaking?
Oh, boy, did I ever.
The assistant governor comes running out. He's like, gentlemen, I'm so pleased to see you. I have recently ascended to the role of governor. Thank you so much for your recent liberation. And he's seen what's happened to his predecessor, so he's pretty keen to toe the line. And do you know, Torvak, do your databanks hold the name of who this person is?
It does. And I have to alt-tab a couple of times because as he's recently taken the position, he's sent out a formal email to everyone and it's taken up my HUD.
In the 15 seconds
Yes.
since he's had
It's
it
like,
ready to go.
Allow me to introduce myself. And I'm like, trying to close it. And then I bring up the data slate information of him and I'm like, Commander Helbrecht.
It's the legally distinct, not in universe version of our friend from a previous episode.
I like the idea you're bringing up his name, but everyone else keeps replying, all going, congrats. Great to hear. Congrats. Stop replying.
Every shot you try to scroll down, and he sends a stop replying, and he gets back from like chapter master awkward pauses, like, I agree, we should all stop replying. And
Please
15 other
remove me
people-
from this list.
I did not subscribe.
All these out of offices start popping up as well.
Oh, God. So he's like, gentlemen, hey, I'm so pleased to see you. I thank you for your swift liberation and response to me. I understand that you are here. You've resolved the issue of the slight dispute between the church and the noble houses there. All the better for the rightful government to exert more influence on the population. And it seems that there are some rogue factions in the street fighting. What could you help? Could your exalted masters help with this conflict?
We've helped out pretty well so far, haven't we?
Are you suggesting they need more than the three of us? I think we're doing a bang-up job.
And is one of you? What do you want to get out of him? What are you trying to convince him of or make him happy about? I know you've come to visit him.
I realise I got his name wrong now too.
Yeah,
Albrecht.
But he's the out of...
this is the non-universe.
Legally distinct.
Legally distinct. This is
Okay.
Albrecht.
This is the Timu version of
He's
Halbast.
completely different because he's got a glued-on mustache. It's obviously glued on. But you're like, oh,
They got a different actor.
it's like Bewitched season 2. They just swapped him in.
Swap
no one
Darren
can
out.
tell.
It's
Everyone's
just a different.
forgotten.
It's just a different husband.
So I know you've gone up to Governor Halbrecht's palace here. What do you want to get from him? Is this a quest for information from him? Or are you just trying to build relations with the man who might well report to your superiors? You're trying to keep him on side. What's the plan?
We were after the data dump, weren't we? There was some sort of data we needed from his palace.
Oh, yeah, I never
Well,
told you it
then
was
you-
here. The data fountain of genealogical information.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I've been looking for a fountain.
So
I'm not very tech-minded.
imagine in the front roundabout and you're there just running your hands through it. You're like, brothers,
Nanobites.
I cannot retrieve this information.
Keep slipping through my fingers.
I'm pouring it into my suit and no response. So someone's trying to elicit information from him. If
Yeah,
only there was a skill for that.
I think that we are. We're trying to. I think one, asking about the data dump, and I'd also like to ask him what his idea would be on how to get the civilian population.
Well, it sounds like
back
Brother
under control.
Truthsayer is trying to ask him. But I will tell you this. Governor Halbrecht is an inherently distrustful little weasel. So what I'd like you to do is roll your normal dice and roll an extra d10 because he's going to be lying to you. You're not going to understand it at all. Take the highest roll of whatever you roll there.
We have a 9.
So this is success with minor collateral. Talk to me. Ask me the questions and we'll see how this conversation goes.
Governor,
Yes.
do you know anything about the fountain and where the data jack for the genealogical material is?
Yes, I thank you for your question. And I would say to you that I respect all people of the planet and their fountains, their waterways, their wildlife is of the utmost importance to me. And I really think that ultimately I've been God Emperor ordained to take this role so that, and he's doing that thing where he like points his thumb and fist at you as he's talking in that really disingenuous politician way. I would say that this is of the utmost importance to our people. We will fix this issue. And you realize, obviously, even Brother Truthsayer, who's not the sharpest of tools, realizes that this man has said nothing in his
Can't detect lying, though.
No.
There's no well, I think the fact he said he's committed to doing anything for the people is probably immediately a mistruth. But yeah, Brother Truthsayer's like, well, this man does sound committed to the cause.
That does sound very good. And how would one help quell this civilian population and join them? Because that is our ultimate mission here as well.
Well, I would say to you that there are many sides. There are good people on both sides of the issue. There are many factors that need to be considered. But, you know, ultimately we will come down hard. We will stamp out this insurrection and we will ensure that we crush anyone who is opposed to us.
Now, I like the idea that with that very disingenuous little fist thumb thing that all the politicians seem to do, that Brother Truthsayer, with his quite large forefinger and thumb on his gauntlet, just pinches that little thing ever so slightly and goes straight down. The fist disappears just in between finger and thumb.
I was going to say, I love that Brother Truthsayer sees this and he thinks, this is a man who could be trusted. So he starts doing it back. He's got this like pointy thumb that every time it goes out, it's like bonk. He's like breaking ribs as it hits him. The cyber thumb going in.
These answers are not telling me what I need to know. And it's then when I crush his hand. Basically.
It's okay. I'm sorry. We were saying about the fountain.
Where is the fountain of the genealogical database?
Oh, the fountain. It's in the planetary vault. Obviously, I can show you on the maps and charts.
Do that for the Commonwealth.
And you've still got his stump of his arm clenched in your thing, and he does. I don't know. He's got a little data pad. I'm sure he grabs it out with his offhand and awkwardly airdrops the coordinates to you.
Perfect.
And the coordinates come up, a few hundred kilometers away in some big, deep buried vault, like one of those vaults where they keep the seeds for after the apocalypse and all that stuff.
They have a fountain in there. Must be a nightmare on the plumbing.
And I like the idea. I'm so happy with him that he's done that and he's transferred that data that I go to shake his other hand and thank him. And unfortunately squeeze that a little bit too hard.
Being nice. That's a D12.
Oh, it is.
I just want to see if he loses the other arm.
That's an 11.
So that's a success with dire collateral, which is civilian death, priceless items destroyed.
So perhaps in grabbing his arm with the data pad to shake it and say thanks, I inadvertently not only crush and tear his arm off, causing him to bleed to death, but somehow hit the very logical to have self-destruct sequence on the data pad to go ahead with his thumbprint for the
entirety of the governor's palace.
For the silo system for their Northern Hemisphere nuclear armament program.
Oh, wow.
I think that might be in the realm of catastrophic rather than dire.
Fine. I hit the self-destruct sequence on the governor's palace itself.
And the big marble columns go tuk tuk tuk. And they do the domino where they knock into each other and fall through the front wall of the house.
And it just implodes, like those perfect destructive buildings do, where they just drop down, but then the smoke just bails out on all the debris.
And there's public watching from a distance. And they're like, oh my God, what are they doing? And I'm like, this man is bleeding out and they can't hear me. And I'm like, I will cauterize the wounds. And I just go, whoosh, with my flamethrower. And it looks like we've just tortured him and it's set him on fire.
So any child watching from the governor's gates, because there's Space Marines, sees me crush his hand, rip his arm off, the building explode, and then you set everything on fire.
And I like out of the smoke plume comes this guy who's like dusting off and he's pinning the epaulets together. And he's like, oh, Space Marines, I'm so pleased to see you here. I'm the recently ascended governor. And you're getting the ping, of the email notification. And
my head's off display.
Chapter Master, awkward pause, is like, Torvak, it appears the governorship has changed twice in the last 90 seconds. What is going? Is it still good? What's going on?
They are recruiting again. It's a new recruitment drive down here. I can't see your face. I'm just closing tabs.
No, you've accidentally clicked one of the email signatures. So you've got all the pop-ups coming as well. It's just, your visor you're almost functionally blind.
Do I want to download the attachments? Probably not.
Is this a trusted source?
Could not recognize the sender. This appears to be from a mailing list.
Download pictures? Yes.
So he's giving you these coordinates.
Right.
They're a fair way away.
If only we had some mode of transport that could get us there quickly.
Do you?
I do.
Hold
What
on.
do you have?
I have an atomic jetpack, which I'm sure is powerful enough to take me and, say, 2 friends.
Absolutely, I think it is. Brothers stick together. I think you could mag connect to each other and get launched into.
Sure, that's
It's powerful enough to lift you into the sky, but it's with 3 of us attached. It is now like dragging just above the ground. So at really fast speed, I'm still collecting things on the way. Fences.
It's like that thing of you can levitate but only 30 centimeters off the ground. It's just
You've got like these fences, giraffes, peacocks in your grill, like all that stuff.
I love that your body is pointed almost vertically upwards, but it's just moving forward over the ground at like a walking pace.
The feathers of the peacock.
Every now and then we hit just a flock of birds.
No, they're not flying birds.
No,
they're
no,
chickens. You're collecting them in your boots. You have to kick them off.
Cassowaries, emus just running around.
So it takes you like a day and a night to get there at full throttle on this jetpack. Just full jetpack scream the whole way. And all of you, because you are very stupid people, I think we've come to terms with that now. I just think this is fantastic. And between you 3 of you, I'm sure you're having a conversation about how well the mission is going.
We are all in line for promotion.
How does Mal feel? Or Brother Sergeant function?
Thank you.
Malcolm function?
Oh, generally positive. I can't wait to tell Daddy about Chapter Master about this. He'll be so happy.
Daddy?
He'll be so proud of me.
Finally, I'll get that hug I've been after.
And what about Brother Truthsayer? Is he as self-deluded as these two, or is he?
Oh, absolutely. He's so literal that he's really, really impressed not only with himself and his brothers, but the way this has gone perfectly. This couldn't have gone better if he'd planned it. Not only does he think he's going to get great reward from the Commonwealth and the Emperor himself, but definitely there will be promotions here.
Have they got any degree of self-reflection on the demolition of House Karvek, or?
After 10,000 years on the front line, Carmel has been riding my back to take a back-of-house position in corporate. This is my ticket.
Carmel Bloodreap. Mrs. Carmel Bloodreap.
And we cut back, and is she like the classic 1950s housewife with like the curled hair, and she's whisking something in a bowl as
And
we cut to
timer
her?
goes off on the oven, and the cookies are coming out.
Oh, I figured she'd be like a desiccated mummy on the porch, just waiting for you. Just waiting for you to come home.
So we see that, and then the camera zooms out, and that's the screen of the like virtual reality simulation that's being piped into her brain, and she's a torso, a lolling, desiccated head,
The one plug keeping it alive.
wires coming all out of her. Torvak shows the 2 of you a picture. He's like, there she is.
Oh, Carmel.
You see the image that she imagines. We see the real-time image. Like, oh,
7,000 years we've been together, and she's as beautiful as the day I met her.
So we're all gossiping about that on the way. We're just full of ourselves on the way there. I think we're just talking about all the glory, promotions, and stuff we're going to get.
Brother Truthsayer can't lie.
No.
So Torvak shows him this picture. He's like, I find your wife hideous and disturbing.
That is the most horrific thing I've ever seen. And I just tore a man's arm off.
Her appearance makes me question the mercy of the God Emperor. Torvak's like, he's genuinely a bit like offended by this, but also doesn't want to be the uncool guy. So he's like, yeah, she's a real ball and chain.
No, she's a desiccated corpse. Can't you see?
Why? Brother, you have made a factual error.
I have no abstract thought because I can't understand lying.
It is clear that she is a corpse plugged into a life support machine.
Yes. The Minister of Finance, I call her.
Coming soon to a theater near you. A new film by acclaimed Mechanicum director, Directobot 6000.
My serial number can be expressed as the sum of two cubes.
My serial number can also be expressed as the sum of two cubes. We should consume caffeinated beverages in nearby proximity with one another.
Who says Mechanicum slave drones can't fall in love?
Cease this unnecessary waste of bio-inputs. Return to your place of servitude, lest you be melted down and processed into bolt shells.
It would be optimal for us to depart from this place to attend another place where we can express our forbidden human form bio-love.
But when sentient cyborgs are programmed for love, heartbreak often strikes.
This is tragedy not unlike that expressed by human functionary Shakespeare model. Whiskey 1 Lima Lima 1 Alpha Mike.
I always remember you.
Memory erased. Return to work.
A new film called Human Form Binary Love is forbidden in the eyes of the machine god. Now get back to work. Rated PG-13.
Fashion Badger.
So after your day and night of traveling there, and this, you end up there with like a kilometre of fencing wrapped around your legs, a bunch of chickens. There's a house cat that's latched onto the back of one of your jet boots. You finally come to this giant, like the classic vault door, leading down into the desert floor. It's this massive thing, and as you get there, surrounding the vault door is this little nomad village of tents and dromedaries and sand trout that they've reared to have in pens and things.
4-footers.
Six. Some
It'd
of
have to be above 4 if you're keeping it.
This is a lie, brothers. They are well undersized.
They're sort of around the mouth of this. The vault is still very clearly sealed, and it's like that. The nuclear launch facility in America has makes one of those giant like hangar doors on it, and big thick metal, or a Fallout vault, like big thick metal and everything. But this nomad group are there, and as you roll up, or as you very slowly hover up, you come to land. This group are directly outside the doors. Is this grounds for? Is this like instant attack, or is this some kind of negotiation? I think, are you still committed to the mission of being nice?
The first life form to react to us was a goat just at one of like the watering holes. It just does the head to the side and just keeps chewing with the side mouth. As we're like in the distance, coming closer. Just,
the 15-second pan to follow you as you move past at walking pace.
I think we're still under the mission or the guise or the apprehension that we're being nice to all this civilian population once we subjugated them. So I think we're going to be nice. I'm happy to try and be nice to the civilians that we get there.
Okay.
Explain while we're there that we need to get into the vault.
All right. Be nice to them. Get your own way. Sounds great. So roll that D12 for me.
I rolled a 12.
The poor desert nomads.
We're just starting to get to know them.
And a 12 again.
With dire collateral.
Similarly in
Yes,
death,
we know what it says.
priceless items destroyed. How does this go? So the leader of the nomad people is standing at the front, and he's it's a pretty sort of classless, harmonious society. They're all living, they're all sharing resources. It's like a sort of positive commune vibe. And as you roll up, he's like, hey, agents of the Commonwealth. Like, super great to see you guys. I'm so glad you're here. Like, we kind of keep off the radar, but I've heard you guys are like here to help and stuff, and really cool people. I'm Sunflower. Nice to meet you. How does it go from there?
I feel like that we want to show off to this group of people. Show off that, in that old trope of, the hunter and civilization coming into what we would deem as uncivilized, but, offensively so, that we're going to show off all the technology and armor and wonderful things that we have to these people to show them that we've got power, that we're in charge, but to also let them know that we're basically better than them.
Well, I think Brother Truthsayer probably, as soon as he turns up, we were like, behold, savages, you filth who live in your own dirt without the benefit of the glory of technology.
And I'd like to incorporate both my brothers here. We could show off all these things. We could show off the power of flame. We could show off the power of the God Revolver. And we could show off the power of an atomic jetpack. And I think if we sort of do it by maybe just with intention of displaying it over the top of them, these things might work.
Brother Sunflower, my understanding is that sunflowers face the sun, and I light my flamethrower. You whoosh in front of him.
And at the same time, I like the idea of that Brother Function goes, here is the God Revolver, the most powerful automatic bolt weapon you've ever seen.
And he's doing I love that he's doing the spinning it on the figure like the Wild West show. And there's just a and it goes into like a nomad cluster of huts.
Just a mushroom cloud from afar. I was always too scared to fire it. Guess it was pretty cool.
And I like the idea that I turn around to show them the jet flame. I'll flick it to blue for my atomic jetpack.
Yeah.
And to show them, but I kind of misjudge how tall they are. And I just shoot it straight into the middle of all the women and children standing there. As a vulgar display of the power that I have.
Well, you definitely displayed the power.
Torvak was like, this man is a sunflower. He draws power from the heat of the sun. I shall gift him more power. This isn't going well for you.
No.
So, the giant vault doors. These people are now fleeing. There's the smell of burning flesh everywhere. There's like this civilization. Yeah, there were probably 25 tents before you started. Now there's 15 of those tents are on fire and people are scattering.
Goats are running around on fire.
I was like, I hope they don't harm the goats.
Scattering into the unforgiving desert, and everything, all the little brush and everything is aflame, and the goat is now standing knee deep in the water, just still chewing.
Yes.
He's realised that
There's a burning tumbleweed goes bouncing past him, and he's just like
just staring straight at you.
the sideways jaw.
I like the idea. Go, that's right. Go forth, people. Tell them what you saw here today. The power of the Commonwealth.
Yes. You're welcome for these gifts.
The gift of fear.
I've chosen you for the gift of pain, brother. Do not drink too greedily. It's very creepy. So this giant vault door stands there. This is quite a secure facility, but you know that the data you need is inside. How does that work?
I can have a crack at getting onto some sort of access terminal with my advanced data retrieval gizmo gadget that I'm definitely not making up exists on the fly.
No. Sounds like you're a tech marine. That sounds like a thing that you have.
Sounds like something I would
gadgets.
do.
Yep.
Yeah, why not? Gathering information,
Yeah.
or building rapport with the God machine inside the access terminal.
I think I'm probably just willing to let you unlock it after a bit of time and just you.
When you say a bit of time, can Brother Lucilius Truthsayer and I be sitting on this huge Forrest Gump style park bench at the front doors, facing out, and while you're doing your the many suns of this planet are spinning around in the time lapse, and it's going dark night, dark night.
And in the background, the goat's moving around. There's another goat. Then there's baby goats. And then they come off and just in that stop motion real quick, whatever.
All of a sudden, there's gone from one goat to then there's seven goats. And now there's like a whole herd of them that are just grazing around you. And the two of you are sat there completely immobile.
I can't wait for you to unlock it and we see daylight and everything on the other side, and the doors were only on one side and everything was open on the other side.
Backless cave.
Just this sand dune.
That is
but
exactly
the other
what
side
happened.
is completely empty.
It's only a 30-foot tunnel. Like,
No one's
not
used,
even.
It doesn't even have a roof on it. It's just
no one's even used that door before. Just walk around.
or it's a rock carving. After all that time, it's like, I'm not getting any data from this. I go, yeah, no, it's just a painted wall. Like,
Yeah, it's
Wile E.
the Wile E.
style.
Coyote style. They just painted it on this flat thing. So, Torvak, you're the leader of this mission. You've still got the chapter master on hold. He's been on hold for about 8.5 days now. And you know the deadline is imminent. The high command are coming down shortly. Chapter master finally takes you off hold. And he's now wearing like a nightcap. And the cameras are raised on the side.
I like the idea that it's echoey, where you know he's in the bathroom, but he hasn't said you're in the bathroom, but you know he's in the bathroom.
The video's gone off, and he's like, put an echo over this, but he's like, Torvak,
Go for Torvak.
are you still on?
Where are you? You sound different.
No, I'm just checking the command post. I'm on the bridge of the ship.
There mustn't be anyone else in the command
No,
bridge. It's very echoey. Did
not-
you need to get to a different location?
Night shift. I'm not sure we've covered this, but you remember the name of our ship, don't you, Torvak?
It is the vessel Delayus Maximus.
The Delayus Maximus. Oh, I love that you guys run with a theme. So he's like, Torvak, tell me, have you, the shuttlecraft is on its way down now. High Command have arrived from out of their intra-space travel.
Is corporate coming down here?
They're on their way down right now. Tell me,
Corporate's coming down.
Can we get off this planet real quick?
Torvak, are you talking to someone else in the...
Sorry, I was just repeating to you. I'm also on my own, but definitely not in a bathroom.
It sounds like you're in the wide open desert. Are you in the desert, Torvak?
Would that be an issue?
I told you about going to the desert. You know what happened last time.
My armor is scuffed.
Remember the glass moon of Sirius 9 wasn't always glass, Torvak. Your actions there have repercussions. Every third day it burns a city off the face of Sirius 9. He says, have you got the thing that I need to refer to my notes? The data fountain of genealogical information?
I do have the very same.
Upload the information to me now, Torvak. I need it for the High Command.
If you could
for
just
your performance
confirm,
review.
are we doing a data link by way of airdrop or... you sent me the link, I believe, and then...
I'm clicking the link. It's not opening.
You can't airdrop to my armor. It's Android.
It keeps saying the data storage is full, but I just deleted some photos.
I have upgraded to the cloud package, brother. I do not understand.
You need to allow access through the firewall.
I'm deleting videos as we go to create more space.
Have you tried turning it off and then
Do
back
not turn this
on?
off. Do not turn this off.
So
Jiggle the cord.
While that conversation is going on, Brother Sergeant Function, tell me about how, now that you've nobly figured out that you can walk around the door,
Yes. After
how does downloading from a data fountain of genealogical information
The
look?
defogey, if you want to.
Ooh,
Acronym
defogey.
Defogey.
The defogey.
Data fountain of that's very good. I like that. Defogey? How have you
Defogey?
downloaded the defogey?
With the appropriate cable.
I like... Mike's frantically Googling now. We've discovered that defogey is like a hate slur in Romania or something. We're getting cancelled.
It's like the most vile word you can think of.
Yeah, how dare you? Defogey scandal.
And the thing is, I knew that when I said it. No.
And my next commercial is Defogey Bear from Jellystone Park.
Defogey and a deboo-boo. With him.
Sorry, Wegs.
Oh, don't be sorry. This is comedy gold.
Brother Sergeant Function. The download. How does that go? How does it
He
look?
calls him Brother Sergeant Function.
I refuse to say malfunction.
fair enough.
He might make the name, but I don't have to adhere to it. I'll give him function and no more.
Beautiful. Well, I tried putting in the USB and it didn't work. And so I turned it upside down and it still didn't work. So I turned it around again. And this time it worked. That is the extent of the technical ability that has allowed us to download the Defogie.
I like the data fountain it's genealogical information. It's literally just like a Word document of just a list of the names of all the people who lived on the planet just in text.
It's a text document. Defogie.txt. Just copying it across.
Would you like to save it as a PDF? And then it just screws up all the
all the formats, all the first name and surnames are now mismatched. You're like, that's good enough.
Should it be taking this long to transfer?
Did you cut and paste or copy and paste? It's no, where is it now?
Lie to the machine, pretend we're going to print it so that we can then save it as a PDF.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
You cannot tell a mistruth to the machine. This is insane.
It only has yes or no.
Come up with a maybe
It only
button.
has zeros and ones. Come on.
Before we leave, would it be appropriate to merge the goat with this machine?
The goat just looks at you, stops chewing, and just slowly goes underwater.
So you've downloaded that.
Yep, successful. Download successful.
And let's assume that between Torvak and the mothership, what was the mothership called again? The
Delayus Maximus.
Thank you. That between Torvak and the Delayus Maximus, some sort of file transfer has happened. I think you should probably go back and meet High Command when they come to the planet.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, it has landed. It's in my junk folder.
I've uploaded it now. And he's sent you the coordinates for there. They're coming to the spaceport. So I'm sure there'll be some faster way back there. It probably, actually, if you walk back, it's probably going to take you about an hour and a half. It took you a day and a half on the jetpack because we were moving so slow. The jetpack was so incredibly slow. So you just walk back, and like an hour and a half later, you're already in familiar territory, and make your way to the spaceport. And the shuttle comes in. It's this big regal ship. It's like chromed all down the outside, and it comes in as this big, like banking Hollywood turn, and lands at the last minute and touches ever so gently on its landing gear. And the hatch comes down, and the guards come out, the honorific guards, and as the nobility walk down, the three of you are waiting at the bottom of the ramp, and Wegs malfunction still has this claw with like shreds of priest,
Just a beard.
hanging off it, and your armor's got like bullet chips and things out of it, and there's still
Starfish.
stuck to Brother Truthsayer, and there's still in the background the city behind you. You can just hear the occasional.
Oh, the sounds of a civil war.
Factions are still shooting, and it's still just over that main road. Like they're fighting
one road.
over
Just one road.
the 15 feet down the middle of town.
Daniel
They're fighting-
Day-Lewis is in the center of it with a meat clip.
And the guy comes down, and he's one of the great Commonwealth Dukes of Terror, and he walks down. And he's this big fat guy. He's wearing like one of those like Mozart wigs, with the curls and everything, and he's got the powdered face and the drawn-on mole and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's got the cane that he's like swinging as he walks down. He's like, "Well, I say, Space Breathe. So privileged to meet you." And he holds his hand out for you all to kiss.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Yes. Is that big,
I'm going to...
impressing civilian?
Oh, no.
I see that his knuckle is very slightly out of alignment. I'm going to attempt to repair it. And I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll a D20.
No, don't. Oh, no, he's rolled it.
It's a 14.
Dire collateral. Your little targeting system on your eye is...
And the servo arm just bolts over my shoulder and obliterates him. All that's left is just his hand I'm holding. The whole body has been obliterated.
You can have it upset rather than injured.
I didn't even want you to roll it. I just wanted to do a stupid voice.
Before you could
I just wanted to do a stupid voice, and I was going to say, "Well done, mission complete," and that was going to be the end of it.
And now the 2IC has to step over his
Just
calls.
Leroy Jenkins it. Someone's going to walk over his body now, affixing his wig to him. Going, "Oh, I'm the next in line now."
It's Gloria Jean Seed.
Yeah, and sure enough, his very serious-looking secretary had a clipboard there who's got this like Edna Mode haircut. Just steps over him and picks up the wig and puts it on there, and she's like, "Right, listen up. I'm taking over for the High Lord of Terror now. All gone well here, has it?" And she sort of looks expectantly at the three of you who are now, I think, probably a little sheepish.
Some tracer rounds in the background.
Yeah.
I didn't go to answer, just hear this ting, ting, ting off the side and go, "Look, it has gone all right, Your Excellency. There have been a few minor hiccups."
I say I would describe it as successful with catastrophic collateral.
Let's in universe it then. She'll say, "Well, all right, of the liberation here, Brother Truthsayer, is it?" And she's reading the sort of the elegant scroll you've got across your chest with your name in calligraphy. "Brother Truthsayer, of the highlights of your invasion so far, what's been that for you?"
Your Excellency, the highlights have been bringing together the two warring houses on this planet in what can only be described as the most conjoined and collaborative venture one could ever imagine. We have taken two separate bodies and merged them into one. I don't use metaphors because I don't understand lying.
George just drops.
I literally
I want to make it clear.
want to make it clear. We took a guy's head and sewed it to another guy.
She sort of looks at a clipboard and looks at the body of her predecessor and looks at you, and you sort of see a bit of colour drain from her face, and she's looking to the other two for help, and both of you are like nodding enthusiastically.
Like, yeah, we did that.
Torvak's doing a thumbs up. She's like, all right then. Tech marine function. What tell me of the highlights of the liberation? What do I need to know?
I liked the bit where I cut your predecessor into small parts. That was good. Apart from that, pretty routine, really. Just routine.
She's even more concerned now. She sort of slowly sidesteps towards Torvak.
That was just a minor shuffle away. Like, just the inch.
It's like the bit in Ghostbusters where they turn on the proton pack and the guy shuffles to the corner as if that would make a difference. It's just that. It's the 6-inch move. She's like, all right, and Brother Torvak, I understand you're the leader of this expedition, and your situation report, please.
You know when you've been in so much trouble that you just sell one minor bit in the hopes that you just get in trouble for that and nothing else? I will be sadly reporting to you an invoice for an aquatic fish tank.
I thought it was going to be the long distance call. I have been on hold long distance for 9.5 days.
It dawns upon me now I likely could have terminated the call and didn't.
And the back on you. What's going on? What's happening?
It's still echoing.
And now it's your heads are too close together. It's coming out of both speakers.
Feedback,
I'd love for it to be the long distance call.
That's great. All right, it's that. So she's clearly unimpressed. But on the plus side, you get ushered back into the ship and you're going to get returned up to the Delayus Maximus. And when you get up there, you have a conversation with the chapter master. Awkward pause. How do you think that goes?
Well, really well.
Would you
And
like?
at that point, we'll end the episode.
Would you like to pitch to me how it goes well, or would you like to just roll the dice and let it be the outcome, or should we just accept that you get a happy ending for being idiots?
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
We quickly control the narrative with him and tell him how great we did, and he might just be too exhausted
I
to
love that
argue back.
every time you're standing there going, and then we approached and we reached a bargain between the two parties, and Brother Truthsayer's like, we ripped off one of their heads and stuck it to another, like his direct literalism.
I turn and glare at him.
You keep spinning it. Well, like, we've brought the two warring factions together. We sewed a head on another bloke.
and every time he looks at you like, Brother Bloodreap, you continue to look at me in a manner that suggests I have forgotten something. Please elaborate. There's no nuance at all.
And then as I continue to report, I wiggle the little codex forgiveness.
Oh, the tiny little yellow book.
I made it to chapter 3 of 47.
And chapter 4 is like, do not become involved in local politics. chapter 17 is like, do not graft anyone to a motor vehicle.
Chapter 18, how to look after aquatic fish when you're outside of it.
Yeah, it's just like, they don't like it when you tap on the tape. It's all it says.
Do not tap on glass.
Well, I think this is absolute lunacy, and it's gone exactly as terribly as I expected.
You knew what you were doing when you gave us this game.
I like the idea that it finishes after you tell the story and he storms off, and then it pans out to the goat who just goes, wah. Like,
And it goes credits, and then some people have remained in the cinema, and then it plays the next bit, and it says, meanwhile on planet Vanus, and it's the correct Vanus.
They're wearing the skin of the governor, and they're like carving sigils to the elder gods, and they're starting fires.
The Commonwealth weren't man enough to come here and face us.
And from here, brews the spark of a rebellion that will ignite the galaxy.
Prepare to take over.
on the real Vanus 2 planets away.
I like that there's sequel bait, and it all comes from the ineptitude that you've contributed nothing to the actual plot. Oh, fantastic.
We've just destroyed a society. I love it.
Yeah.
I think you all owe a personal apology to Grant Howard, the designer of the game, Nice Marines. Mr. Howard, I apologize greatly for what we've done to your game. We had a great time with it, even if we've driven it into the ground. Thank you very much for listening. If you want to grab a copy of the game is Nice Marines. Rowan, Rook, and Descartes' website or Drive-Thru RPG are your best bets. Please jump on and leave us an in-universe review. A review from any of the people that they've upset on their journey, which by my notes is everyone, are our favourite. In-universe reviews means we get to read them out. We'll read them out anyway, but in-universe are our favourites because they're the most fun. And please tell your friends. We'd love to get more listeners on the pod.
I'm exhausted. I've lost my voice. It's worth it. No regrets. Come hang out with us in the Discord so I can save what's left of my voice and we can type instead. The four of us are in there. We have the podcast chat where you can contribute to narratives that are on the way. And thank you again to everyone that took part in shaping my character. It was so much fun to play. And you obviously know me pretty well because you forged him in a way that was going to be a lot of fun for me. We have our channel Patreon where you can financially contribute to the channel for as little as $1 a month. We do this for the love, but any money that does come through, we reinvest back into purchasing new RPGs and the equipment that we run with. I have a painting channel over on YouTube. I'm Mike from Flashing Badger Painting. My other passion other than this is to paint little action dollies. So if you'd like to hang out with me and hear the same horrible jokes, that's another medium that you can experience it.
And if you've enjoyed this episode, please go back and listen to some of our previous ones. You will be getting a sense already that there's some in-jokes and the shared Flashing Badger universe that's emerging. There's just lovable or hateable characters that we like that keep popping up game after game. We're having a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with this one. Next episode is going to be a brand new RPG. Jump on the Discord. I might put a poll up there, and I'm open to any suggestions. If you tell me in there what your favorite game is, even if I've never heard of it, I would love to run it. And if you're passionate about it, we'll get passionate about it and we'll give it a play. We would love to hear from people and love to get some suggestions rather than me just randomly stumbling across things. Thank you very much, everyone, for playing today. My voice has gone cactus. Those Space Marine voices are difficult to do. I hope they're not too hard to listen to.
I'm Wegs.
I've been Fitz. And I'm Mike.
Thank you very much. I've been Gordon. I appreciate you being here. We'll catch you next time.
Fashion Badger.